Right folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. We move on to round 3 over in Rome. I'm going to touch on these matches very shortly. Before we do, like the video if you would, get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not. Appreciate it if you did. We did manage to get to that 50 mark for yesterday's video, so big thank you to everyone who got involved. Appreciate that. We continue to grow each and every day. Get yourself involved. I'd love to have you. Right then, first things first. How did we manage yesterday? It was a very weird one, was it not? Very strange indeed. I'll start by saying this. I was very proud of Jacob Fernley. Although we didn't get the win, very decent performance indeed. He more than held his own against Berrettini over in Italy today. It was very good. The rest of them, though, I mean, did anyone have any business with Taylor Fritz, Davidovich Fokina, Ben Shelton, anyone like that? What are you to do with these guys, man? What is to be done with these top-ranked opponents? Taylor Fritz, I can't believe what he done today. That was horrendous. Although I will say this, I thought Marcus Giron dealt with him really well. Fantastic Marcus Giron look today, but Taylor Fritz, how he ended up losing that second set is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Davidovich Fokina. What can you say about that 2 games? You're going to turn up as a 1.3 favourite and win 2 games in the Rome Masters? Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. I'm absolutely lost for words for that. I don't know what to say. If anyone watched it, you tell me. What are your thoughts on that? Fucking unforgivable. And I didn't watch Ben Shelton because I just finished nights and I just couldn't stay awake for that one. So I can't really comment on it, but if that result, did he play as bad as what that result suggests? Because oh my days, I could not believe that. Could not believe my eyes when I woke up and seen that result. But it is what it is. You cannot account for these top ranked opponents turning up and just not giving a shit. Either they don't give a shit or they just shit the bed. I don't know what it would. You can't explain it. I always say you can't sit here and try and justify the actions and performances of these athletes. You'll drive yourself insane if you're gonna beat yourself up. You use a feather. It is what it is. What can you do? What I will say is this. You've probably already noticed, but for today's matches we've got 8. Majority of them, pretty much all of them, massive favourites. The prices are very slim. Very slim pickings today. So if anyone's got any outright still on the go, I think today's probably the best time to just sit on them. Me personally, I've still got 2 going. I've got Alcaraz playing today and I've got Musetti. I only need them to get to the semi-finals, along with Jannik Sinner, of course, but I don't know. I'm looking at some of these games and they all either look like givens, even though there's no locks, we know that. And then there's 1 or 2 where I'm going, they could be a trap. But we'll talk about it anyway. Let's get right into it. First off, who have we got? Look at this, straight off the bat. Got Alexei Popyrin and Daniel Medvedev. Now, at first glance, I think it's very easy to look at this match and say, yeah, Daniel Medvedev. Call it around 1.4 on the decimal. Not much to go off. First time out for the pair of these. Medvedev getting it done against Cam Norrie in straight sets. Popyrin getting it done against Carlos Taberna in straight sets also. Probably say the Medvedev win against Norrie is slightly better. Norrie is most definitely a more proven opponent than Carlos Taberna. These have played each other a few times as well, and they're always close, They're always close. Head to head is 3-1 to Medvedev. Last time out was in Paris last year, and Popyrin ended up getting that one done. Took a tiebreaker in the 3rd set. And even the time before that, in Miami, 2021, quite some time ago, I admit, 2 tiebreakers, and then 6-4 to Medvedev. Out of the 4 games they've played, Medvedev's only ever won in straight sets once. The rest of them have all, a set each, 3 sets pretty much. They're all going over, apart from that Grand Slam in Wimbledon. Who do you think played better? I think statistically I'd probably say Popyrin played a little bit better. You'd look at it on paper, if you were to see the numbers and go, yeah, Popyrin the same played better against Taberna, but I think it's probably easier to play against Taberna than what it is Cam Norrie. I think if Medvedev would have played that Spanish guy, he'd have absolutely annihilated him. I mean, Popyrin did in that first set, but got a tiebreaker out of him in the second. You think if Popyrin turns up and plays just how he did in round 2, he beats Medvedev? I'm not too sure. I know he played rather decent over in Monte Carlo. He was quite shit after it. Looked good in his first game in Rome. I think Medvedev's just a bit more trustworthy. Neither of these prefer the clay. It's no secret to us. Medvedev's 5-2 on it this year. 17-9 overall. Popyrin 6-10, 4-3 on the clay. I can't trust Popyrin. I can't. But I haven't been able to trust Medvedev all season, and it's weird saying that, and especially looking at his overall record. 17-9, he's been decent. He's grew into the season. He started off a bit slow, he was a bit shit. He's most definitely come on a lot. And he's been decent come clay season too, he has. Got to give him some credit. If it was anywhere else, I'd have probably just said Medvedev. I would. But I do think this can be one of them trap spots. You know, we rewind last month, going into Monte Carlo. I didn't think Popyrin was going to beat Ben Shelton. Hugo Humbert. And he did. He then beat Tiafoe, he then beat Casper Ruud. I mean, upset after, maybe not upset after upset, but there was one or two of them sprinkled in, especially that Casper Ruud game. I know that Popyrin's good when he turns up. He just hasn't been good this season. He hasn't. But it's only a matter of time. Like, you can't be shit for long. You can't. Especially when you are as good as what these are. It could be an over one. It could be over. I think that spread's 2.5. I don't think that's enough for me. I think Medvedev should get it done. I'm saying he should. Am I expecting him to? Yeah. I think Medvedev should be getting it done. 1.4. It's fine. It's fine. It is very risky though. It's very risky. We've seen Medvedev put in a few shaky ones this season so far, so I'd approach that one with caution. I don't think it's cut and dry as Medvedev 1-2 and done. So we'll see what happens with it. And we'll move on to Artifice. Stefanos Tsitsipas. What do you think's going to happen in this one? Artifice. Everyone's saying Artifice. He's a favourite. He's like a 1.6, 1.7 favourite. They have played each other 3 times. Artifice has won every one. Sei's won every one. This was the match that we wanted, but we never got to see over in Barcelona. Got 2 games in. Tsitsipas pulled out. Would have been very interesting to see how that went down. It probably would have helped us a lot in this spot today. Do you think Artifice is a better clay player now? 2025, Sunday the 11th of May. Do you think it's such a bold statement to say Artifice is a better clay court player than Stefanos Tsitsipas? I don't think it is, you know. I think there's definitely an argument to be made there. 7-3 so far, Tsitsipas 6-3. He just beats him twice on the hard court, and then he very well could have just beat him in Barcelona too. I thought Tsitsipas looked decent against Alexander Muller. I expected him to win that. Muller's been good, but he's nowhere near the level of Tsitsipas 6-2 and then a tiebreaker in the second. Now Artifice looked very, very good against Talon Griekspoor, did he not? Now I know he's probably a lot better than Talon Griekspoor on the clay as it stands, but 6-2, 6-2. You know how good Talon Griekspoor can be as well. Like he's no joke. But coming in and just beasting him like that 6-2, 6-2, I didn't think it was going to be that easy for him. If he plays like that against Tsitsipas, I think he beats him. I do. So it weren't that long ago we seen Tsitsipas pull out against Artifice. He's been fairly decent since. He's beat Jan-Lennard Struff just about. got beat by Musetti in Madrid, and then he's just beat Alexander Muller, like we've just mentioned. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a very, very good game. Say the surface kind of suits Tsitsipas, but it most definitely suits Artifice as well. He brings that aggressive style. Is it just as easy as Artifice just needs to stay agile and just pepper that backhand, and he's just pretty much in with a solid shout at winning this? Maybe, right? I don't know. I feel wrong just sort of going against Tsitsipas. Like, it's the fact of Tsitsipas. Like, he could definitely beat Artifice. The fact that he hasn't beat him yet anyway is quite shocking to me. Alright, they've been on the indoor hard court. It's not exactly a strong suit, but if there was ever a time and a place for Tsitsipas to beat Artifice, it's probably today. Do I think he's going to? Why not? Why wouldn't he? Why would he not? I've just said Artifice, he brings that aggression, he brings that very solid, that fast-paced game. But how many times have we seen it work against them? Look, not so much lately. To be fair, I will give him that. It's another Masters, and he's been doing good in all these tournaments the past couple of months. It was like back-to-back, was it quarters? Back-to-back quarterfinals or back-to-back-to-back? I don't know. He's been fantastic. He's been getting super deep in all these ones anyway. I give him the edge in a few more categories. I really do. It's just that backhand with Tsitsipas, and you just never know how it's going to hold up. You never know. You can kind of tell within half a set or so as well how it's going to be looking for the rest of the game. Prime factor. It's a prime factor in this. If he's whiffing the shit out of that backhand, I feel like Artifice will just terrorise him in straight sets, but I wouldn't be picking that with much conviction. I would like to see a very, very competitive match between these two, but the way he's just dusted Greek sport aside there, he could just get this done. I'm not saying more or less the same against Tsitsipas, but I suppose I kind of understand why he's around 1.7 as a favourite. It's very tempting to me, but I know how good Tsitsipas can be. It's never usually wise to sleep on him. Anyone got anything for this? I mean, I'm probably leaning towards Artifice, but I don't know. I don't really know why. Is it because I'm looking at the price and it's telling me that he's favourite to win? Maybe. I'm not so sure about that one, so we will move on. Now, the rest of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the next 6 are just insanely big favourites, as you already know. They probably won't take that much time, but if there's anything to go through, I would try my best to touch on it. If there's anything you feel like I should know, anything I've left out, as always, just stick it in the comments as and when we go. But next up, we've got Musetti. It's probably the last of the except, but this is probably the one where I'd say it's a parlay piece, like the steepest parlay piece. But if you took Taylor Fritz at that price today, you just take Lorenzo Musetti. If you can't help yourself, 1.2. I don't think Brandon Nakashima gets close to him today. Not on the clay. Not on the clay, unfortunately. Head to head is one apiece. Both of them coming last year. Binak beat him in the US Open, and then Musetti beat him on the grass over in sunny old England. Like I said, I just think Musetti's too good. He's just too good at the moment. What is he now? 9th in the world? Deserves it. This lad more than deserves to be there. 17-6 on the season, 11-2 on the clay. Binak 4-4 on the clay. He's just not a clay player. He's just not. Jordan Thompson, Flavio Caballi, Sebastian Offner. Decent wins. Fairly decent wins, I will give him that. But I mean, come on. How good has the Italian been this year? Fantastic. Did anyone think Musetti was going to actually be this good? Did anyone have any inside knowledge, or is there any super Musetti fans? I know there's a few of them, but I didn't see this one coming. I didn't. I know he's good, but he's bullied everyone. He's been beating everyone. He's only getting beat by the best, the Alcarazes, the Drapers, whatnot. I think he beats Benac. I do. However he wants to go about it, that spread is 4.5. I think he covers it. Personally, I think he covers that. I think he can get a break in each set. 6-4, 6-3, maybe a bit more damage done. We'll wait and see, but I don't think Brandon Nakashima's in with it much of a shout for this one. I don't. And I don't mean to write the kid off. Yeah, he didn't play, did he? Was he supposed to play Jordan Thompson? And he didn't. Yeah, he got the walkover, so he still hasn't played. Obviously, he'll be raring to go. I don't think he's going to make it, let's say, like super easy. He's not going to make it easy for Lorenzo Musetti, but I think it may be a case of Lorenzo Musetti can most definitely make this easy for himself if he wants to. It's true. It's the only way I could go on this. However you want to take it. Straight sets. Don't know what the price is for that. I imagine it'll be decent. Minus that 4.5. I don't know. If I'm taking big spreads like that with favourites, I have to be very, very, very certain. Now, I am pretty certain Musetti wins this, but I know Benac can sort of bring it on his day. He's no pushover. So that 4.5 is not entirely out of the question if it comes to Brandon Nakashima covering it. But 1.2, look, if you need just a small little parlay piece, if you've got anything else to go with that, I think the sky would have to fall in order for Musetti to get beat at home by Brandon Nakashima on the clay. That's just my opinion. So we'll crack on. So according to Moutet, Holger Rune. Moutet's beat him 3 times. They've played each other 4 times. Moutet's won 3 of them. Holger Rune beat him at the Indian Wells this year, 6-2, 6-4. They've always been on the hard court as well, every one of them. The last 3 have been in straight sets. Rune 2-0, Moutet 2-0, and then Moutet 2-0. They were a few years ago, 2022 to be exact. Holger Rune, 1.15. Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Barely got past Commissania. And I told you, didn't I? I told you Commissania plus the points. I wish I would have taken that. 3 hours, is that? That's it. Yeah, just under 3 hours on the court there as well. According to Moutet, just, I was going to say bullied Hugo Humbert, but he got that first set done 6-3, went up 4 games to love in the second, and then Humbert, if anyone took him, he respected your cash there, done the right thing, pulled out. Is his hand still fucked? Is that the reason? I don't know. I don't know why he's putting himself through it if he can't play, if his hand's still injured, but that's another topic for another day, I suppose. Now, I always say, don't I don't bother with these Moutet games, I don't, because you never know how he's going to turn up. He can play so good. Oh, shit. He can play so good when he wants to. But it's if he wants to. He can definitely cause trouble and wreak havoc for Holger Rune today. He can. He's so crafty. He's so tricky, man. He's not easy to beat at all. How's Holger Rune going to hold up after that first game? Now, he should be fine. He's played 1 game, Admittingly, it was a lot longer and a bit more of a slog than what Moutet experienced with Humbert, but he's a young lad. He's in good shape. He should be good to go. According to Moutet, will not make this easy. He will not make it easy for him. 4.5. If there was ever a time, and I repeat, if there was ever a time, and this will probably be the only time all season, that I would consider maybe siding with the Frenchman in this, it'd be on a spread like this, 4.5 according to Moutet. What are you going to do? Take Holger Rune at 1.15? Absolutely not. I think Moutet covering that spread is a bit more likely than Holger Rune pulling off a 4.5. I really do. Moutet's tricky, man. He knows how to beat people like this. He does. Not only has he got the ability to, he can get in your head. This guy knows how to get in people's head. And Holger Rune, he's not there. I'm not going to say he's weak-minded, that's very unfair, but he's young, isn't he? He's young, and he can get a bit steamy sometimes, he can get a bit hot-headed. This should be an absolute classic, this. This has got all the makings to be a belter, if you ask me. Drama, drama, drama. I'd be leaning with Moutet, plus the 4.5. Take the over, something like that. I don't think Holger Rune's going to come out here and just do him dead easy, dead quick. I think Moutet will definitely put up a fight. And if I'm saying that, you know, I genuinely believe it as well, because as I've just said, I don't bother with Moutet at all. But I do think he stands a very good chance against Holger Rune. Holger Rune at 1.18. We've seen it time and time again. Loads of these players, especially Holger Rune, they don't function well. They don't function well in spots like this. 1.18 rather. That's a prime upset spot. Spot for a prime upset, if you ask me. I can smell it. So we'll crack on to Zverev. Villius Garbas. 1.06. What do you want me to do? If anyone's out there and you're that into Garbas, I imagine you're going to take him on that spread. 5.5. Buy a point. 6.5. Fucking hell, buy another point. 7.5. 1.06 is absolutely disgusting. This lad's been really good. Garbas has been fantastic so far. And he's really good on the clay as well. He'll take, he'll get a massive, massive shoot up in the rankings regardless what happens to this one as well. Decent against Demir Juma. Fantastic against Al Chapo. Imagine if he just beats Zverev. It's not entirely out of the question, I suppose. He's a 10-1 underdog. I just think Zverev's too good. You don't need me to tell you that. Zverev should just dog walk this lad. No questions asked. I'm expecting nothing less than a Zverev win. If you're having a bet on it, I imagine Garbas plus them points is the way to go. You take him plus the 5.5, even the 6.5, and you just sit there and watch. Sit there and watch and just pray for X amount of games to be won. It's the only way. It is the only way. I'm just going to say it again. 1.06. 1.04. That should not be allowed. That should not be allowed. It's Zverev all day. All day, every day in this spot. I refuse to believe that he is going to lose this game or somewhat struggle. I just can't see it. So next up is Jack Draper, Vicapri. Same stands for this. Spread is identical, 5.5 either way. 1.13 for Jack Draper. Beat him before, just the once before. That was on the clay too, last year, around this time of the year in Munich. 6-1 in the first set for Draper, 7-5 in the second for Capriva, and then 6-4 in the third for Jack Draper. Should beat him, shouldn't he? We've seen him take out 10 times better players than Vicapri in the past few weeks, especially just all season as a matter of fact. Why would he lose this? Someone tell me why Jack Draper would lose this game. People were saying he was going to get beat by Darderi, believe it or not. Yeah, I told you, didn't I? Because sometimes the crowd just can't help you that much. Can't help you that much when you're facing pure greatness, I like Vicapri. I've had my eye on him pretty much since we've come over onto the clay. He's had some solid wins, very, very good performances. He's looked good over here in Rome too, he was flying through qualifying, he looked decent against Halles. Got past Sebastian Baez. I said he probably could as well, didn't I? I wish I would have took that. I knew he'd keep it close, I didn't think he'd just beat him. 3 sets. Good stuff. That's an achievement within itself. Sebastian Baez is probably one of the most consistent clay players we've got on the tour at the moment. But unfortunately for our vitamin K, I don't think, I certainly know, there's not a lot you can do when Jack Draper's about, other than just pray that this lad's just goosed. He's blown out of his arse, he's got nothing left in the tank, and then we know what happens. We've seen it a few times before. if this lad gets his fitness in check, which it nearly is, it pretty much is, but it's still lacking something. If Jack Draper just starts working on his fitness that little bit more, I feel like he'll be unstoppable. He pretty much is at the moment, but we've seen what can happen to him when his legs start to go and he starts to gas a bit. I'm not saying that's going to happen. There's pretty much nothing to suggest that it will happen in this one either, but he has just got to the final in Madrid. Put in a decent one against Darderi. How's he going to hold up? That is the question, and that will remain the question surrounding Jack Draper for a little while, at least for me anyway. I know how good he is. 6-1, 6-4 against Darderi. I mean, look at that. Turn that kid into ravioli in front of his fucking family. I refuse to believe Vicapri is going to do anything. And I repeat, do anything to Jack Draper today. 1.13, massive favourite. Take him in straight sets, take him however you want him. Fuck, the way he's just dealt with Darderi, you can probably just take him minus that 5.5. I would not be shocked if that come in. Neither would you, just admit it. And then, look, I'll leave this one to the end, but we'll touch on this just because the odds are pathetic once again. We've got Laslo Jere, Carlos Alcaraz. Obviously, Alcaraz being a massive favourite. Played each other twice before. Played in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago. 6-2, 6-4 for Alcaraz. Domination. Pure domination. That's exactly what I expect in this. He played Dusan Lazovic in his first game. Fucked him up. He covered the 5.5 against Lazovic. He covered 6.5, I think, against Laslo Jere last time out in Barcelona. I think he does the same. We all know how good Jere has been on the clay so far this season, and we all know how good he is on the clay just as a whole. But this is Carlos Alcaraz we're talking about now. I mean, he's not going to beat him. He's not going to beat him. This would be quite the upset if Jere was to get this done. I just don't think he stands a chance. It's unfair, really, you know. But what are you going to do? Alcaraz is just that good. He's just that good. 1.1, 5.5 spread. If there's any brave folk out there you want to take Laslo Jere on that 5.5, even 6.5, buy enough one, even 7.5. You let me know what you're doing on that. They're just untouchable, aren't they? Untouchable. I did say at the start, very slim pickings today, not a lot that we could do. But it's Alcaraz, innit? Every day of the week. And then, in my opinion, this is probably, contrary to what you may think, I'm probably most interested in this one. If it come to having a bet, I would be looking at doing it within this match. We've got Francesco Passaro, Karen Khachanov. Never played each other before. Thought Khachanov looked, he got the win against Bharatsagar. I did say Bharatsagar wouldn't make it easy for him. He ended up covering that spread just because he drilled him in the third set, but he struggled, man. He was struggling. There was times in that game where he looked a little bit iffy. He really did. Passaro looked solid against Seng, coming in as a dog in that one, got it done. And come in as a massive dog, the big dog, against Dimitrov, smoked them. Looked fantastic against Grigor Dimitrov, he really did. 7-5, 6-3. Dimmy. What am I going to do with you? I had a feeling, I said, didn't I? You can go back and check. I did say Passaro plus the points would have been the way to look on that. I didn't think he was just going to beat him in straight sets. Fantastic. Been on a decent run. Fairly good run. How's he done on the clay? 6-2 on the clay this year, 11-5 overall, 5-3 for Khachanov. He's been playing quite good too. Now I'd assume Khachanov could be good enough to get this done just on experience alone. We say it every time. He's quite the dark horse. Even when he's playing shit or he doesn't look like he's playing that good, he'll still win. He's solid. He knows how to play, and he knows how to adapt to these players. But he's pulling it back. Khachanov, he's pulling it back for me anyway. 10-10 on the year. Proves me point. He didn't start that great. He didn't. Not exactly what I would consider a clay player either, but he's winning. He's winning, but I'm looking at the wins. I mean, Cam Norrie, Munar, Davidovich Fokina. That was a good one a few weeks ago, but not so much now. And then one against Borichaga, you know. I don't know. I'm not so sold. He's what, 1.3? It's an ideal parlay piece, it really is. 1.3, 1.4. I like Passaro once again on the points at home. He looked really, really inspired playing against Dimitrov. He's got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose, plus 3.5. If he plays just like how he did against Dimitrov, I feel like he can cover that. He may even pull off the upset. Why wouldn't he? Crowd are going to be more than up for it. Passaro plus the points. Anyone? Is there anyone out there? Make yourself heard. Let me know what you think on that one. And I think that's going to do us for tonight, folks. I will let you go and watch the UFC in it. You're probably all watching that. So thanks for watching. I'll be saying good night to you. You take it easy, yeah? You take care of yourselves. You take care of one another. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. As always, anything I'm going for, it will be pinned. I don't know if I fancy anything today. I may just sit on the 2 outright and see how we get on. Assess the situation. Come tomorrow. But yeah, get yourself involved. Let me know what you're going for, as always. And I'll see you in a bit, yeah? Let's go get that cash. Best of luck to you. Enjoy the matches today. And I'll see you tomorrow.